Welcome everyone to All Four Downs, the NFL version with Hector V. We got a lot of things to talk about and getting ready for the AFC NFC Championship. And the list goes on and on as we're going to know most of the all-time Super Bowl games since 1985. Now we know that, Super Bowl starting in the 60s, right?
Yep.
But I wasn't alive back in the days. So that's why I'm going back to 1985. And we're definitely going to talk about that. But let's do a recap of what happened in the divisional rounds first before we hit an all time Super Bowl list. And then we're going to make our picks and give you some facts about the AFC and NFC championships. I mean, we got a lot of information. So if you are thinking about gambling, you want to stick around for this show because, we'll put some info out there and you take it the way you want to take it and see if you decide before the game starts this Sunday. But, hey, this show is brought to you by, again, CMG Sports Podcast Network. It is All Four Downs. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Leave a comment. Let us know what you know about these games and, share your thoughts, man. We would love to listen to all the fans and all the listeners, and we definitely love to share them. So please do here on All Four Downs. So, Hector, are you ready, man? Hector's ready. I think he's speechless himself right now. But hey, let's start it off with the Bills and the Chiefs. The Chiefs beating the Bills 42-36. I mean, this was an awesome game, man. Very awesome. Look, 4 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes. I mean, that was epic. And then, but a lot of fans, and I guess it's one of those reaction fans or those that want to make a claim, right? That we need to have another adjustment on the overtime rules. To me, I think they should just leave it alone. I don't know about you, but I don't think it's necessary to change any rules for overtime.
No, I agree. I think we need to leave it alone. We're making too many changes, and it's like they want to make the changes to benefit someone else. Okay. You know what? If the shoe was on the other foot, would they want to be considering this? I mean, look, the defense should have done what they were supposed to do and make the stops, and we would never be in this situation. Leave it alone. Let's stop making all these changes. Look, I get changes
Absolutely.
good sometimes, but we just went through this. It wasn't that long ago. And now you want to try to think about it? No, 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 no. Let's not think about it. Let's just leave it alone. Okay.
I can
The Bills
understand
defense
about the
just
field goals. I really do. I really do believe that they got it right in adjusting to overtimes for just field goals. Before is whoever scores first wins. Now you have it. Well, if you kick the field goal, the other team because you only can move a few yards, kick a field goal. Don't make no sense. But yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. You got to win both sides of the ball. You just can't win just one side. And I understand. You had Patrick Mahomes, you have Josh Allen. I mean, it's a game, and it just left you with like, oh, I wonder if what Josh Allen would have done if he got the ball last. But the
Yeah,
NFL is not
exactly.
like college football because the fact that the game will last forever. You've seen the last couple of minutes of the regular period, right? I mean, look, these guys could go out in the shootout. But I love the game. I really did. Um, I wish that it could have been a Super Bowl game. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
But the
I
Chiefs, the
agree.
Chiefs move on. Go ahead.
Yeah, Buffalo had 2 chances. Their defense had 2 chances to stop Kansas City, and they didn't.
Mhm.
It wasn't on Josh Allen. It was on Buffalo's defense, who was ranked number 1 in the NFL. So obviously, Patrick Mahomes didn't get the memo that that was the number 1 defense. So
The Rams who handled the Bucks. Tom Brady exits early in the playoffs. Some speculating that he might hang it up. I mean, Beth Roethlisberger announced today that he officially is retired from the NFL. Could we get the same for Tom Brady?
you know, I personally feel like he has nothing more to prove. I know he's always said that the best ring is the next ring, but dude, I mean, this right here is showing that Father Time is undefeated, and you're gonna get caught. Okay, to me, the score, the game was not as close as the score indicates. This very sloppy on Tampa Bay side, even though the Rams made a few mistakes, to help Tampa Bay get back into this game. But
Mhm.
to me, even though I had Tampa Bay picked in the preseason, they just looked too sloppy and just too banged up in this situation. So, but because I had them picked in the preseason, I had to stick with them. I just know that the better team did win, and that was the Rams.
Right. And the Rams did well on that one.
Yeah,
The 49ers upset the Packers 13-10, even though you called it that the 49ers were going to win because of the history between these two teams. But all these games ended with 4 seconds left of the game,
yeah,
ready to kick a
yeah,
field goal. It's just like this game right here, the Bengals and the Titans, 19-16. So this is by far like the best weekend of football that you could ever have in NFL history.
yeah,
And props to them all, man. But there
yeah.
has to be a winner. We're
Mm-hmm.
down to the final four teams,
Yep.
and both respectively the AFC and NFC championships. But before we get there, man, Super Bowl. Super Bowl. After this, we get ready for the Super Bowl, and I know we're early to talk about this, but it's never too early, right?
No,
Never too early. Okay,
we're, we're
and
we're in that season. We're in that mode right now.
yeah, we're on that mode. And once again, all four downs. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're sponsored to you by the CMG Sports Podcast Network. We're getting ready for the Super Bowl, but there was something that I wanted to talk about, and it's your all-time Super Bowl since 1985. And the reason being is because I started watching football at the age of 7, and by the age of 8, I was tuned in for the entire season because I was driving football, you know.
Hmm.
And this is my all-time um, Super Bowl game because this was drove me to watch football and become a football fan. Now, all I've watched is New York Giants football, and those that know my history know that every Sunday I used to go with my parents' house to the bowling alley, and the owner of the bowling only had was Giants football, and that's all I watched. And then when you're home, when the season was over, from bowling or for whatever other reason, I'll just tune into the New York Giants, and there you have it. The New York Giants won the Super Bowl. They defeated the Denver Broncos 39-20. And was in that game the Giants were down, and then they ended up coming back in the second half. Phil Simms was the MVP of that game. Loved it, and of course, you got to root for your team, right?
Yeah.
And then here's my rest of my list: the Green Bay Packers and the Broncos. That was a great Super Bowl. The Broncos won, and especially John Elway got his first ring over the Packers, 31-24. Um, and then the Rams and the Titans was my favorite because it was 1 yard short. I mean, that was an epic game, but again, it's one of those games that there has to be a winner. It could have been anybody, but 1 yard short with no timeouts left or anything else like that. And that was a wrap right there. The Bills and the Giants Super Bowl with the missed field goal. I mean, I'm praying. I was on my knees and I was hoping, just like all those New York Giants fans and the players. And once he missed it, I was like, oh my God. And that was the start of an era for the Bills to go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose. And I think they got cursed on that.
Hmm.
Hopefully that's not a forever curse because they this year and last year they didn't make it. So let's see what happens next year. And then
Yeah.
the Rams and the Patriots, man. The Patriots were by far the underdogs in that game, you know. And then let's go. The Giants and the Patriots. Giants stopped the undefeated, trying to for them to go 19-0. The Patriots and the Falcons. 25-point comeback. The Ravens and the 49ers. I remember that game when the lights turned off. That game was in New Orleans, right?
Yes, I believe it was.
I think so. And then look, brother versus brother, John
Yeah.
versus Jim. I mean, then Jim Harbaugh didn't last long with the 49ers, which I'm still confused about that. And he ends up, coaching the University of Michigan. Then the Bengals and the 49ers. Joe Montana making a comeback to beat the Bengals in that Super Bowl. Oh, who was the quarterback for Cincinnati? He was at CBS.
Boomer Esiason.
Yeah, Boomer Sison. That's right. That dude was nasty, man. I like that dude. But the 49ers won that one. And then the last one I picked was the Steelers and the Cardinals. Um, oh my God. See, I just had his name on my head right now from the Cardinals. Kurt Warner,
Fitzgerald.
excuse me.
Carl Warner. Yeah.
Warner led the team to have their first lead of the game. 20 if I'm not mistaken, it was 23-20. And then Ben came back driving the ball and giving the bus his Super Bowl, and they went 27-23. That was a great game right there.
Um,
Um,
you said, hold on. You said the bus.
yeah, Bettis,
Not
Jerome
that super.
Bettis was in that team.
Yeah, but
Yes,
but no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
yes.
No, it wasn't.
Ben never won no other Super Bowl, did he?
Who? Big Ben? Yes. Yes, he did.
Big Ben won the Super Bowl with
Yes.
who? With
With
Cowher, did he?
he
With Bill
was
Cowher?
yes, with Bill Cowers.
Was it or was it? No, you're right.
Big
Absolutely right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. My bad. Damn, how did I get that one wrong?
Now this one was with, I believe, Mike Tomlin. I believe.
Mike Tomlin was the head coach, yes.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt Warner, and I thought that the bus
No,
was in that one.
no, that's gonna be on my list.
Hmm. Well, let's check your list out then. Let's go.
All right. Well, look at the
Now,
huh?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. School me up real quick.
Yeah, so you look at my top Super Bowl. Of course, it's going to be the year that the Giants, beat the undefeated Patriots. It was the helmet catch, but what set up, but to me, what set up the helmet catch was Eli Manning just having true grit. I mean, he broke out of that situation where everybody thought he was sacked. He was able to get out of it, Hail Mary that ball downfield, and helmet catch led to the touchdown. They win the Super Bowl. So to me, that was my best Super Bowl. Number two was the one where Jerome Bettis retired against the Seattle Seahawks in Ford Field in Detroit. And the reason why I picked that as number two because Jerome Bettis, the bus, went out on top. He retired from the NFL after that game, winning his only Super Bowl, and he is born and raised in Detroit. So for him to win the Super Bowl at home, then call it a curtain call. To me, that was a number two for him. Even though Big Ben was there, he won it and stuff like that. But for me, it was Jerome Bettis right there. That was a memorable moment.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. Me because Heinz Ward was the MVP in that game.
Yes, I
That's right.
think. Yeah, I think he had like 157. No, that was another game. Yeah, behind Ward. Yeah, he was the MVP. Yeah,
Mhm.
the number three was the comeback, the 25-point comeback, and then forced overtime. The Atlanta Falcons just had a complete meltdown. It's like to me they played too soft, too conservative, and Tom Brady. You can't do that with Tom Brady. And Brady just made the ultimate comeback in Super Bowl history and the first ever overtime in Super Bowl history. So that was my number three. And number four was Elway's first title. Terrell Davis, 157 rushing yards, and the Denver Broncos win their first Super Bowl, beating the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre. I mean, that was a memorable time. I never forget that game because I remember war paint. I was going for the Packers. My face was painted green, and just like every other fan, I had to go in disappointment, walk the shame there. The next up is what they call the tackle game. The 1 yard short, the greatest turf, the greatest team, the greatest turf. I forget how they call it. The greatest show on turf against the Tennessee Titans, who became the Music City Miracle team. It was just that short, and St. Louis wins that one. Next up was the Super Bowl 23, the rematch between San Francisco and Cincinnati. I do remember watching the first one when I was 8 years old, Super Bowl 16 when they first played. But this one right here, like you said earlier, it was the drive under 3 minutes. They had to go 92 yards, Joe Montana. And for that, back then, 92 yards, 3 minutes is an equivalent to 13 seconds right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just back then you didn't think it was going to happen, but Montana did it, and he went downfield, won the game. Moving on to the next one, Super Bowl 25, Scott Norwood misses that 47-yard field goal. I mean, this Buffalo team came defensively attacking the Giants, and the Giants didn't know what to do. I mean, that was like on offense, they didn't know what to do, and they got lucky. Honestly, it was just all on either special teams or just a miracle miss, and that's what happened. Great job, Giants win the Super Bowl. Okay, so we move on to the next one. The Patriots and the Panthers Super Bowl 38. I mean, this was the Panthers' first ever Super Bowl. 2 years prior, they went 1-15. So in 2 years, they made so much corrections to get to the Super Bowl. Jake Delhomme being the quarterback and going duel for duel, quarterback for quarterback with Tom Brady. I mean, it was just one of those great moments, hoping that the Panthers would have won that Super Bowl, but of course they didn't. Okay. My next Super Bowl, Washington versus Denver. I got this on the list because of Doug Williams, the first African-American quarterback to win a Super Bowl. He had 4 touchdown passes in the second quarter alone. I mean, you're talking about total domination against the Denver Broncos. This Washington team was just unbearable, unbeatable. You couldn't do nothing. And then my last one was the blackout game. I mean, the Baltimore had every momentum. I mean, Joe Flacco and company was doing their thing. But when the lights went out, I think Colin Kaepernick had something to do with it. And then they switched it up, and Colin Kaepernick went on beast mode, and they just fell short. But you're right, brother versus brother. And I think it was the older brother that beat the younger brother in the Super Bowl. But that was
they would have made a movie out of this if 49ers would have won.
Yeah.
Lights go out, they come back. Dun, 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 dun.
Right. I mean, I had plenty of time to digest my food and go get some more because we had a blackout.
What intrigued me more was I did watch that game, the Redskins and the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Williams. But what's intriguing is the one game was the Panthers and the Patriots because I was in Iraq watching the game.
Right.
So and we had we all the units took the time out to watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious. That's a holiday, really. But that was an awesome game. I actually rooted for the Patriots in that game. I was like, okay, being patriotic and everything. That season, I missed that season because I was deployed. So it was not like I could watch all these games and stuff. But I was being a bookie for a little bit. But I had to watch the games at midnight or 3 a.m. just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But imagine the St. Louis Rams and the Tennessee Titans if the Tennessee Titans were back in the Houston Oilers, because everybody remembers the disappointment of the Houston Oilers when they lost to the Bills. I mean, I think that is the worst comeback ever, right? I mean, for them, the best coming for the Bills. It was greater. I think it was 30-something points that they came back and won.
To score was 35-3. They came back, beat them in overtime.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. Yes. The famous of Jim Kelly, man.
And see, it seems like Buffalo's on the receiving end because with Tennessee going to the Super Bowl, they were the Music City Miracle. Buffalo was winning, and then all those laterals, Tennessee went down the sideline and win. And then here we got this year, the Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what they're going to call this. I mean, Buffalo either is on the receiving end of it or giving it. It's like true Buffalo, man. They
cursed that missed field goal cursed them all, man.
All I know is when, not if, but when Buffalo wins the Super Bowl, we all got to be on the same sheet of music and cheer for them and say finally, because it's gonna happen.
All right, The Rock.
I mean, talk about bad luck.
Hey, let's check out the other top 10s from other podcasts, right? Gotcha. We got Keys to the City. They volunteered. They wanted to share their top 10 and much appreciated to the Keys to the City. So if you haven't tuned into their network, please subscribe to their YouTube channel. Follow them on Clovercrest Media. That's right, on YouTube and Facebook, Clovercrest Media. Watch their shows. And you can also follow them on Facebook. But their number one also was the Giants and the Patriots, stopping that undefeated season. And they continue on with the Patriots and the Seahawks. Uh, the Seahawks and the Broncos, the Bills and the Giants. I'm surprised that they had them at 4. But much respect because listen, we were about to see history in the making with the New England Patriots, and they just didn't get the job done. Um, they also had the Bengals and the 49ers. A good call there. And then surprised he got the Eagles and the Patriots. The Eagles beating the Patriots. That was also an awesome game.
That
Like
was,
finally, like they stopped New England. Like
you
it
know,
seems like the NFC East owns, except for the Cowboys and the Redskins. I mean,
that
but the
that game, that
Mhm.
game, the Eagles looked as so comfortable, so relaxed.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they were in sync every play.
You know
It's
why?
like,
Though? They had a backup quarterback named Foles, man.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, he reminded me of
yeah,
Jeff Hostetler
yeah,
when they went to the Super Bowl, and he helped when the Giants won the Super Bowl.
yeah. I truly
So
believe Carson Wentz wouldn't have been able to do what Nick Foles did in that game. So it was good that he was sitting on the sidelines and he
I don't
got,
know. I don't know because he was on fire until he got hurt.
yeah.
He was.
But it's like, to me, I think Nick Foles did his homework against, doing a lot of film study with Tom Brady
Mhm.
himself. What can I do to beat this quarterback? Because this guy is too good.
Right. The Rams and the Titans he had 1 yard short. The Ravens and 49ers the same. The Rams and the Patriots got it. The Patriots were the underdogs, the same as mine. And then the Packers and the Broncos when the Broncos actually won their first Super Bowl win. And everyone was actually rooting for John Elway to finally get a ring. And then they convinced him to come back one more year, and he went out as a champion. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Denver did whoop on Atlanta on the second try. Um, and then we have our CEO. We have we got Joe Aguirre there, and he made his picks, and he picked the Bills and the Giants as number one. So I like that one. And then the Giants and Patriots number 2 and 3.
You
He
only
must
got
be
one
a
more.
Giants, he must be a Giants fan.
I think so.
Yeah. Notice that they didn't put the Ravens in there.
Yeah, I think none of us wanted that one.
So, which was probably the best defense in my opinion, the best defense in my lifetime since '85. So
Um,
that's got to be the best defense. I
I
don't think
can
anyone come close to that
I,
defense.
I can argue that with that Seattle team when they destroyed Denver, when they destroyed Peyton Manning and the Denver
I think I
Broncos.
think the Ravens could have done worse to them.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
think about it. They scored touchdowns on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Seattle, I think, almost did the same thing. I mean,
Well, yeah, they got that 2 point
and,
conversion to the safety.
and think
Yeah.
about who Seattle beat Peyton Manning. Okay, the Ravens, they beat Kerry Collins. I mean, come on.
Because he wasn't on crack. That's why.
I know he was on cocaine.
But his picks are almost similar, man.
Yeah,
It's similar. I mean, yep, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything different than our list.
you know,
Um,
there's
besides
some.
having the Giants back to back to back.
You got a three-peat right there. I hear you. You know what's crazy about all of our lists here? I'm
What's
sorry. Do you
that?
have another list? You have another list or no?
There's no other list.
Okay.
Hmm.
Neither one of us, all four of us who submitted this, never put down Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl win as a Colt, or even a Super Bowl win as a Denver Bronco.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? None of
Oh,
us had that.
exciting though? I mean, were the games that exciting?
I think it was more exciting when the Saints beat Peyton Manning with that, especially with that onside kick. I think that was a little more exciting.
Weird finish. I don't know. There was something off about that game that I was like, yeah, let me in. That's
I
it.
think I think the only thing interesting about that Colts Super Bowl when they beat the Bears was when the game started and Devin Hester opened up the game with a touchdown return.
Mm.
The Bears won the coin toss. They got the ball. They run it downfield 7-0 before you can even sit down and eat your popcorn. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
Well,
good stuff. Good
let's
stuff.
talk about eating your popcorn. This Sunday, we're going to be definitely eating our popcorn. If you're here in the Northeast area, we're going to get almost about a foot or more of snow heading our way starting Saturday. So with all the shoving and everything else, I think we're all going to sit in and watch the game. Hopefully that people do have power. But two games, AFC and NFC Championship. Let's
Yes.
bust down some facts right now. Here we
Yes,
go.
sir.
We put in here, listen, the histories of the Super Bowl of these four teams.
Mm-hmm.
Head to head.
Yep.
Really, the LA Rams are they're outside looking in on this one
Yep.
because San Francisco versus Cincinnati, it happened twice, and both times San Francisco owned them thanks to Joe Montana.
Yep.
The Kansas City beat San Francisco. That was happened a couple of years ago. Patrick Mahomes got his first ring, and he is trying to get a second one. Other than that, I mean, you're looking at you will hope that maybe the Rams and the Bengals have a fresh look on the Super Bowl,
Yes.
right? You want to see something new. I mean, that will still be amazing to see, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and then we're moving on to these four quarterbacks. I mean, look, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is just as good as these quarterbacks. But a lot of people are going to say, look, his decision making is questionable because he always finds a way to throw an interception. Well, the guy to his right does the same thing, Matthew Stafford, and he's lucky that he has a good, solid team to support him. On the AFC side of the house, you got Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Could we see another another shootout in the AFC Championship, the way that the Chiefs and the Bills went out?
Check this out. What about, let's just say, I'm not giving my picks. I'm just saying, Rams and Bengals, Burrow, Stafford, Georgia versus LSU.
Mm,
That's good stuff. That's good
that
stuff.
is good stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
And you know who I'm picking. Wait a minute. Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
I
Georgia
know.
already won the national championship, baby.
Wow. I mean,
Yes.
but this is awesome. I mean, you think about it, Jimmy G just was in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Patrick Mahomes, of course, the last 2 years he's been in the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford is finally one win away of finally getting there. So that tells you he wasn't the problem in Detroit.
No, definitely
So,
not. Maybe it was coaching and maybe it was personnel or maybe it's just the city of Detroit.
yeah.
I mean, but look how many teams. I mean, Detroit always had good teams in the 80s and 90s. It's just, I mean, they had Barry Sanders,
Yes.
and they couldn't do anything about it.
And I
Now you
believe
had Matthew Stafford. They had a good, solid team. They just couldn't get the job done. But if
yeah.
you look at these four right here, two out of the four have Super Bowl experiences. Joe Burrow, he's just there, just smoking a stogie, just waiting for the next round to come. That's all.
Mhm.
Well,
Yes, he
Matthew
is.
Stafford, I think he's hungry, man. And when you're
He is.
hungry, you'll get the job done. And look at these stats real quick. Talking about hungry. If you want to make your predictions, here you go. These are the stats from the regular season. The Kansas City Chiefs has the best offense out of the four. They have the most yardages. Okay, they push the ball, and if you saw last week, it takes seconds for them to go down the field. And then on the defensive side of the house, you have the San Francisco 49ers, who got in as a wild card, clinched on weeks 17 just to get in. And I'm sorry, week 18 because because the bye weeks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But well, there you have it. Um, interesting stats, man. They're just interesting stats. You got KC best offense, but the least defense. San Francisco looks like a team that could get the job done. Maybe. I'm not making my picks on that. And then you got the Bengals, which look, all four teams got probably good offense. Really, I really do. And this is probably one of the hardest ones to pick. People say, "Oh, this is easy. It's Patrick Mahomes. He got this," because Aaron Rodgers is not there, Tom Brady's not there. I'm sorry, but you never know. Any of these four teams, any combination, we could see history. And bottom line, this is history.
Yeah. Chiefs never faced the Bengals in an AFC Championship game. It'll be the first time. But the Niners and the Rams, they have a long history with each other, and th've actually played in
Oh,
the
I got
NFC
some stats
Championship.
for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
they
So
played
check
in the
this out.
NFC Championship game before.
Let's we're jumping right in. I like that, Hector.
Uh,
We're
and I'm
jumping.
yeah, because as a Giants fan, that one time when the Niners played the Rams, I was going
Mhm.
for the Niners so bad because I didn't like the way the Rams and who on the Rams beat the Giants that year. It rubbed me the wrong way for a long time.
Took it
I had a
personal.
lot. I took it personal for a long time. It took me a long time to get over the fact and start appreciating the Rams. But for the longest, I hated them more than the Cowboys.
Was it Eric Dickerson? I think Eric
No,
Dickerson's.
no, it was Willie Flipper Anderson, the wide
Oh,
receiver for the Rams. And Chris Everett, who's the I think it was the Jim Everett, the quarterback
uh-huh.
for the Rams. Chris
Okay.
Everett, one of those. Yeah, whatever. I hated them. I'm
Hmm.
glad the 49ers destroyed them. Sorry,
Well,
go
hey, check this out. The AFC championships are going to lead the way first. They'll
yes,
at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. The Bengals, which are finished the season 10-7. They finished also season 5-3 on the way. The Chiefs 7-2 at home. Overall 12-5. The AFC championships it goes through Kansas City, and they're going to be at Arrowhead with the temperature 44 degrees. The Chiefs are favored at 7 points right now, with the over under 54 and a half. Hmm. Pretty average for these two.
yeah,
But on January 2nd, the Chiefs lost to the Bengals, and they were
yes.
favored at 3.5. Now Kansas City is favored by 7. So sometimes you have to trust the bookies on this one, right? But the Bengals lead the series 16-14. They've won 5 of the last 6 games, and this is the first time they meet in the playoffs. Overall, the last 10 meetings, the Kansas KC leads 6-4. So I'm asking you now, who you picking to win the AFC Championship?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I trust the Chiefs more in this situation than the Bengals. I mean, when they played earlier in the regular season, I think I've told you this that I felt like the Bengals needed that game more than the Chiefs did. So I think the Chiefs, even though it was a good shootout, 34-31, as you see, it was a good shootout. But I don't think the Chiefs took it as serious as the Bengals because the Bengals secondary, they did a great job in that game, keeping Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in front of them. So it's like, but I see a whole different story coming in this right now. And I just don't think that the Bengals offensive line is going to be able to hold the defensive side of the Chiefs. And if they get to Burrow like the Titans did, it's going to be a very long day for Burrow. I don't think Burrow can be able to rebound like he did against Tennessee because he's got somebody called Patrick Mahomes on the other side, not Ryan Tannehill. Okay. And Patrick Mahomes already showed you that he can play with you touchdown for touchdown. I got the Chiefs winning this game, but I expect a close game. Maybe
Wow.
something like that. Maybe something like that.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the money, like who do I bet on this, right?
Right.
Because the Bengals winning by 3 was not to say that the Chiefs win by 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be just as good, right? But
Yeah.
the Chiefs left a bad taste in my mouth when they be playing defense soft. I mean, you let the Bills. There's a lot of misassignments in the secondary for the
Mhm.
Chiefs. That's ridiculous, and they be tripping over their feet. I mean, they be just dropping, man. And if it's a high score game, I have to give it to the Bengals. So they need to drop this game. If the Chiefs are going to win, it's going to have to be under 54 and a half. That it has to be.
Now
I'm sorry. They
you,
somebody got to play defense.
yeah, and I think the Chiefs are going to be playing defense. Do you know Patrick Mahomes is 7-1 with 23 touchdowns and only 1 interceptions in the AFC playoff game? That's some good stats.
Mhm.
Burrow don't have any stats to really
Of
show us.
course not, man. I
You
mean,
know,
dude, it's only the second year.
exactly. That's what I'm. So,
Uh, you would ever thought that the Bengals go this far in the playoffs?
well, think about it. Who did they really beat? Who did they play? They didn't really have good competition. They had the Raiders, who barely made it into the playoffs, and we all know Tennessee was suspect. Yeah, they had the number one seed, but were they really a number one seed? I think
Hey,
the Bengals showed that they were a better team than those two.
but
Unlike
the
Kansas
Bengals
City,
beat the Chiefs the way the Chiefs are right now. You
yep,
can't. You can't. If it was, I can understand. It was. Look at the date. They played January 2nd.
I get it. I get it. And it was in Cincinnati. I don't think the Chiefs really took that game seriously. And honestly,
I don't think the Bengals did either.
I think they did because they knew they had more at stake because the division was on the line. Okay. Chiefs already had things wrapped up. You see, they're just trying to shoot for that home field advantage throughout, which honestly, it didn't really matter. And honestly, brother, I'm telling you right now, Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow.
Oh, I gotta disagree with you on that one. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm
And,
sorry.
and, and I'm telling you,
You're
even
talking about a guy that got sacked 9 times, still got up and still handled business. He don't
okay.
got to run. He don't got to run.
Yeah, but look who he's talking about. We're talking about Tennessee.
But
Tennessee.
if Josh Allen is the better quarterback, where is he at now?
Well, because of the defense. It wasn't because of Josh Allen. Allen, he did what he had to do. He did his part. Kansas City could not stop him. Kansas City could not stop him. The defense could not stop Josh Allen.
I like this argument, but this is an argument that we cannot compare right now between Allen and Burrow. We can't, especially next year. Let's see what happens. Next year, we'll see. I'm sorry, man. When you got Burrow and Chase, that combination, and he got more firepower to make Burrow be the way he is compared to the Bills. What do the Bills are one dimensional? I kept telling you that. That's why they were. I predicted that they were not going to the Super Bowl this year. You had them going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I had them going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, but look who they ran into versus who Cincinnati's been running into.
And I think if the Bills ran into the Bengals will win.
Oh heck no!
Because they got a running game. They got a running game that the Bills do not have.
If the Bills would have played defense against Kansas City, then they would have shown that against
and that's
Cincinnati.
Why they don't, and that's why they're packed. They packed up and left home and
Cincinnati
lost the game.
And Cincinnati don't have a defense to show anything. If they play like they did against Tennessee, Patrick Mahomes is going to light them up in the first half alone, and this game is going to be over by halftime. And Burrow's going to be smoking that cigar because he's going to be nervous.
My pick on this one is the Chiefs over the Bengals, just because I'm going with the bookies on this one. It's a hard pick, but when you have a game that they went from 3.5 and now it's jumped to 7 points favorite for the Chiefs, they know something that I don't know, and I'm picking the Chiefs, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs, I think what they know is Patrick Mahomes is the new Tom Brady.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals put an upset on this one.
I would be surprised.
I'll be surprised if the Bengals upset the Chiefs.
You just said you wouldn't be surprised.
I said, oh, yeah. Well, that's what I said.
I'm telling you, I will be surprised if the Bengals upset the Chiefs. I will be surprised.
These are the games that Burrow excels in. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's going to feel that pressure.
He didn't have that competition yet. He's going to get it this Sunday.
Ooh. They're ready to face the Chiefs, bro. They're ready.
Again, that game was meaningless for the Chiefs.
Whoever
and yet, and they only won by 3. Come on now, they only won by 3.
Well, high five it. Whoever scores first wins. High five. High five.
High five.
High five. All right, bet.
Yeah, your Burrow's gonna get sacked another 14 times
and still get back up. And what? And win.
I mean, what is that? Look at that second half. They showed it.
What?
That second half, Chiefs outscored them 17-3 in the second half, and they weren't even really playing. Wow.
What are you talking about?
Oh, no, my bad.
What are you talking about?
I ain't got my glasses on.
Look, the Kansas City was up 28-17, and then the Bengals came and smashed them in the second half. Was not to say that will happen again.
It ain't gonna happen again.
Oh,
I guarantee you that's not gonna
happen again.
I feel like
taking the Bengals because you so
take the Bengals. Take the Bengals.
You know what? Fine, I'll take the Bengals.
And then you're gonna be like you're gonna be like a wounded cat licking your paws afterwards. Yeah.
Well, let's see how you lick them wounds since your Bills didn't go to the Super Bowl, but my Rams are still alive. And here we have it. The 49ers and the Rams will play at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox. The 49ers this time are on the road. They're 6-3, while the Rams are 5-3. Now, they've already met two times this season, and this is going to be the 18th time overall that a division rivalry will face each other in a conference championship. For the NFC, this is going to be the ninth time. So you could do the math on that one. However, the 49ers lead the series 75-67-3. They have won 7 of the last 10 games, and they're on a 6-game winning streak against the Rams. Now, I'm a firm believer that, winning streaks soon could end. Could it be the end on this Sunday? In the playoffs, the 49ers have defeated the Rams 30-3. Okay, 1990 at Candlestick Park with Joe Montana going 26 for 30, 262 yards, and threw 2 touchdown passes.
And I was
That
so
season,
happy.
it was a split
I
because
was
the
so
Rams
happy.
won first. The 49ers had won at the end of the regular season, and they carried over and demolished them. Right. But this year alone, the 49ers already swept the regular season series. Could they win 3 in a row in one season? Now, that's very hard to do. And if
Mm-hmm.
you look at the score, the 49ers handled the business 31-10. Rams were dealing with a lot of issues. They tried to police everything up, right? The second time around, the game went to overtime. Okay. Now, the Rams, they fell. They fell hard, especially that they had to lead 17-3 at the half, and they allowed the 49ers to come back. Okay. Did they learn their lesson? I'm going to tell you right now, my pick will be the Rams to end the winning streak and move on to the Super Bowl to face the Chiefs and still have home field advantage. That's what we got going on right now.
Yes.
Okay. Now, San Francisco and LA, both California teams. But at the
What?
Super Bowl, could the Rams be the second NFL team to host their own Super Bowl? We saw it last year with Tampa Bay. Could we see it again this year?
I know we have not seen it ever, and now we get to see it. We could possibly see it back to back years. That is awesome. That is awesome. And with all that being said, I am going for the Rams in this game. I honestly think that if Stafford can maybe stick to maybe short passes, a short passing game with Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham instead of the long bombs, I think they can actually, you know, prevail better this time around because, they weren't able to generate any kind of run game in those 2 games against the 49ers, and Matthew Stafford was throwing a couple of interceptions here and there. So it's like, but he's been cleaning things up in the playoffs. Okay. And so I think that's going to hopefully make a big difference. And of course, you got the star-studded power on the defensive side for the Rams. They're just going to have to get to Jimmy Garoppolo, who has found, his right offensive, combination going on right now. So it's just not going to be an easy task for the Rams to get to the Super Bowl, but I think they will be able to do it. Maybe by 3 or 6 points, I think they could beat the 49ers and pack them up on the bus that they came in and just send them right down the road to San Francisco.
All
And
right,
you don't have to take a plane ride.
the Rams are favorite at 3.5. Over under is 46 points, which is a lot less than the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of the 4 teams, we already know San Francisco 49ers has the best defense. And Kyle Shanahan is no stranger, man.
Yeah.
He got something up his sleeves. And again, the bookies got the Rams favorite at 3.5. That must mean something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're trying to get here with that 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Something maybe with the 49ers side because, man.
But something tells me we're not going to get that same taste of games that we did last weekend. Someone's getting blown out.
Yeah, one of these 2 games is going to be a blowout, and the other one's going to be a close game. And of course, we got to get to see the AFC game first, so that'll dictate what's going to happen in the NFC game. I'm just wondering, can the Rams actually produce a running game without fumbling the ball?
That's the key right there.
Because the Buccaneers ate that up.
Garoppolo avoid throwing interceptions.
Yes.
But then again, Stafford's the same way. They're identical.
Well, see, it's like Stafford almost had a clean game against the Buccaneers. He didn't have no
Mm-hmm.
turnover. But man, when he
Mm-hmm.
hands off that ball, it's like fumble rooski everywhere, and the Buccaneers were eating that up, and they almost gave that away.
It'll be sad if the game resulted because of that fumble a big L for the Rams, really, because you give up a lot of draft picks. You give up so much to get Stafford as your quarterback,
Yeah,
and this is the time to shine. And if they don't win, they don't make it. That's a lost season for them. It would be a very, very disappointing season for the Rams.
yeah. I think out of these four teams, I think the Rams have the most to lose than any of the four teams. For the Bengals, this is like their sophomore year, because of Burrow. So they got a lot of promise in them, and they will be back. The Niners for the Niners, well, they already been in this situation, just a couple of years ago. So they know they can get there. The Chiefs, it seems like this is a reoccurrence for the Chiefs year after year. Now that Brady's out of the AFC, Brady may be out of the NFL. Patrick Mahomes may be our new Tom Brady, where
Hmm.
everybody's going to start hating him and wanting to see him get knocked out because of all the success that he's got. But think about his coach. He's got a heck of a coach, just like Tom Brady. He had a coach in New England. Patrick Mahomes got a good coach in Kansas City. So this is going to be
All right.
exciting. This is
I
exciting.
got Rams and Bengals. You got Rams and Chiefs.
Yes.
Even though I did say the Chiefs are going to win, but all right, no problem, no problem. All against you, baby. All against you.
Hey,
All I know is I still win this battle
yes,
because my
yes,
team went further than yours.
yes,
So,
yes.
and
The
it's a
Rams
good
are still
call,
out.
man. That is a good call calling out on preseason.
Yes.
How I said the Rams and Raiders. You said the Bills and Bucks.
Yep. And they all
At
made the
least they
playoffs.
made the playoffs.
They all made the
Exactly.
playoffs. You got
Mhm.
one team that you had your one team get knocked out in the wild card. Both my teams got knocked out simultaneously in the divisional round, and now you have a team in the championship round. And for you, I hope that they continue on because I would like to see SoFi Stadium full of blue and gold. That'd be awesome. That'd be super awesome. I know they got the 49ers right here, but that's just the way the shirt is. So my bad. I don't know
But
where the
hey,
Rams are. Oh, I got the Bengals right there.
it'll be an awesome Sunday. You don't want to miss it. And this weekend is going good for us because Saturday on the HHW Show podcast, you got the Royal Rumble, WD
Yes.
Rumble pay-per-view is happening Saturday. So with
Yes.
all that excitement leading on to Sunday's NFL doubleheader with the AFC NFC Championship. I mean, all four downs has got it down packed. So you want to stay tuned for the post reaction of the last game when we review both games and lead it on to what's going to happen next. And here's a question for you for the next episode of All Four Downs. We're going to be focusing on the Super Bowl. But which Super Bowl had the best halftime show? Mm. I, you know what? I just say your top three. We'll stick with top three.
Okay.
I got my number one already. Matter of fact, I've already thought about one, two, and three. And would Snoop Dogg beat that? That's all I'm saying. That's a prediction. There you go. You ready for that?
Yes, do. I'm excited because we had a lot of great halftime shows.
Yes. We've had last year. Who was last
Yeah,
year?
yeah, yeah. We had I think it was Bruno Mars.
No, Bruno
No,
Mars was years ago, man. What's wrong
no,
with
not
you?
Bruno Mars. I'm sorry, not Bruno Mars. Uh, not Bruno.
It
Oh
wasn't
God.
J Lo, was it?
No, 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 no. But I know this. I didn't like the halftime show last year. It was corny.
Yeah.
But
The
what's
year
his?
before that was J Lo and
Oh,
Shakira.
yeah, yeah. No, that was.
Wow.
What was? Oh, the. Oh, good lord! What was his
Forget it.
name?
We'll do top five, and that's it. And that's the bottom line. Like Stone Cold said so, I say so. Top five. Stop teasing, man. Stop teasing.
Oh, I'm just trying to think of his name. The Weekend. That's what it was. The Weekend.
Oh,
The Weekend.
oh, it was so weak.
Yeah, it was. It was weak. And I got him mixed up with Bruno Mars. I think they looked alike.
There was so many memes on that one, man.
I'm like, I know it started with a
He was flicking everywhere like he was lost. Is this a Super Bowl? Is this a Super Bowl? Yeah, get out of here. I don't know, man. You know what I miss also is the commercials. Like they don't
That
make commercials that they used to
I
anymore.
know it. That's what I always loved, man. It's like you don't. It's like you cannot get. I'd rather get up during the game to get my food because I don't want to miss the commercials.
Right.
Because some of them they don't even show anymore. Some of them,
No, you got to go on YouTube and find those
yeah.
commercials that they didn't post.
And what's funny is how they can get you laughing, and then they
Mhm.
get you all sentimental. With
Yeah.
a couple of those ones that you want to start crying. Like, oh, that was so cute. Now I want to
Mhm.
laugh now. Come on, make me laugh.
Doritos got the best commercial of all
Oh
time.
my god. I
Doritos. Every year they always have something funny.
I like Budweiser. I know Budweiser had a couple of funny ones.
Yeah. The true. You, talking about Boa, I miss Bud Bowl. I miss it. The Bowl.
Man, Bud Bowl was the bomb, man. I mean, they
Yes.
had the refrigerator. They had the ice or something. It was like
Yeah,
that
the ice because the
the
ice in the
ice
kitchen.
chest. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, man. The
Oh
Bud
man,
Bowl with that. They should. Why did they
they
go?
should have never do away with that. I
No,
mean, I wonder if we get a Mexican bowl.
I mean I mean, right now all
We
we're
got
all
the
oh
Coronas versus I
well,
don't know, Dos
Heineken,
Equis.
Dos Equis.
Olale.
We go with the German beer. Let's go Heineken.
It's funny. That's a German beer, but a lot of Puerto Ricans drink it.
I know it's like we don't got Bud Bowl, but now we get with the result now is we go to the Animal Planet show, and we'll watch the Puppy Bowl. Hey,
Oh no.
you
Are
know,
you serious right now? They got the
yeah, dude, they had Puppy Bowl for years
really?
on the
I
Animal
didn't
Planet.
know.
The same day on Sunday,
Mhm.
way before. I mean, it's going to be in the morning time. You go on, they think on the Animal Planet channel, look it up, and they have puppy bowls because they're advertising all the puppies that are up for adoption, and they put them on this little field, and they start scoring touchdowns. The Roughs versus the Scruffs. I'm telling you, it's something else. I've
I
watched it.
see. I see
I
what you tune in. I got you.
I'm telling you, if we could have a podcast of the puppy bowl, man, I'm all over it, dude.
Oh man, I'm down. I'm down, bro. You're gonna have to tell me what time, channel, everything, man. I gotta be down with this then.
Yes. But yeah,
Talk
man, a lot of good memories, man. A lot of good memories as a kid growing up watching the Super Bowl, man. And that was like the one time I can actually stay up late because knowing that school was the next day. But I
just to
could
watch the Puppy Bowl.
no, they didn't have it back then. I was a kid.
Oh, I'm about to
I,
say.
I didn't have cable back then either. So
I had an antenna.
yeah,
You had to move it
look
just to
with
get the picture.
put aluminum foil on and stick it outside the window. Yeah. When you're in the projects, you got too many buildings in the way. You got to get that antenna in the right angle. And don't let it be
Yo,
raining.
this new generation don't know nothing about that.
No, 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 no.
We're gonna save that for the next talk, man. Hey, like I said, hey, on the next episode of All Four Downs, hey, we're gonna be talking about halftime shows.
Yes.
We may be talking about some bowls and
Mm.
some other bowls, some tortilla bowls, or what you're gonna put, what we're gonna have. What's good to have for a Super Bowl party? Let's put it that way.
Oh,
And
yeah.
all that coming up on the next All Four Downs. Thank you for listening, everyone. Who's your pick? Leave a comments below, and don't forget to tune in to hhwshow.com. Hector, thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It was a great season. And we're
Great
going to
season.
finish it off. We're
We'll
fixing
finish off with a bang.
it.